On the eve of Thanksgiving in 1971, a well-dressed man walked into an airport with a briefcase. He bought a one-way ticket under a false name and boarded a commercial flight. He was calm, polite, ordinary. By the end of the night, he would parachute into darkness, with a fortune in cash, and vanish without a trace. More than 50 years later, no one knows who he was. This is the mystery of D.B. Cooper, the man who hijacked a plane and disappeared into legend. Welcome to Nascent Bulletin, where we uncover the most fascinating true stories, mysteries, crimes, and moments in history that continue to puzzle the world. Today, we explore the only unsolved skyjacking case in American aviation history, a crime so daring and mysterious that it became a permanent part of modern folklore. It was November 24, 1971. At Portland International Airport, a man using the name Dan Cooper purchased a $20 ticket for Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 to Seattle. He wore a dark suit, a thin tie, and carried a black briefcase. Nothing about him seemed suspicious. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she assumed it was a phone number from a passenger trying to flirt. But when he leaned closer and calmly told her she should read it, everything changed. The note claimed he had a bomb. He opened his briefcase, just enough for her to see what appeared to be red cylinders and wiring. Then he made his demands: $200,000 in cash, for parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. He didn't shout, he didn't panic. He spoke quietly and confidently. The crew alerted authorities while the plane circled in the air to buy time. The FBI and local police scrambled to gather the ransom money, all in $20 bills, carefully recorded by serial number. When the plane landed in Seattle, Cooper allowed the passengers to leave after his demands were met. He kept the flight crew on board. The money was delivered, the parachutes were handed over, the plane was refueled. Then he gave his final instructions. He ordered the pilots to fly toward Mexico at a low altitude and slow speed. He demanded the rear stairway of the Boeing 727 remain accessible. As the aircraft took off again into the night sky, heavy rain fell over the Pacific Northwest. Somewhere over the dense forests of Washington state, Cooper lowered the rear stairs. At approximately 8:13 p.m., the plane's cockpit registered a sudden pressure change, a sign that something had happened at the back of the aircraft. D.B. Cooper had jumped into darkness, into freezing rain, into rugged wilderness, and he was never seen again. The search began immediately. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in its history. Agents combed forests, rivers, and mountains. Helicopters scanned the terrain. Investigators interviewed hundreds of suspects, but there was no body, no parachute, no clear trail. The case became known as NORIAC, short for Northwest Hijacking. For years, the FBI pursued every possible lead. Thousands of suspects were examined, from ex-military paratroopers to disgruntled employees, yet none could be definitively identified as Cooper. Then, in 1980, nearly 9 years after the hijacking, a young boy digging along the banks of the Columbia River discovered something extraordinary: bundles of decaying $20 bills. The serial numbers matched the ransom money. It was the only confirmed physical evidence ever found. The discovery raised more questions than answers. How did the money reach the riverbank? Did Cooper survive the jump and lose part of the cash? Or did he perish in the wilderness? His remains never recovered. Experts remain divided. Some believe the conditions that night made survival nearly impossible. The weather was brutal, the terrain unforgiving. Cooper wore a business suit and loafers hardly ideal for a parachute jump. Others argue he may have had military training and carefully planned his escape route. His calm behavior, knowledge of aircraft operations, and specific flight demands suggested experience. The mystery only deepened over time. The name D.B. Cooper itself was born from a media error. A reporter mistakenly used the wrong name during early coverage, and it stuck forever in public memory. In 2016, after 45 years of investigation, the FBI officially suspended active pursuit of the case. Resources were redirected to more immediate threats, but the mystery remained open in the public imagination. D.B. Cooper became more than a criminal. He became a legend. Books, films, documentaries, and endless theories continue to explore his identity. Was he a skilled skydiver? A former intelligence operative? A desperate man seeking one bold escape? Or did he die anonymously in the wilderness shortly after his jump? No confirmed fingerprints ever matched a suspect. No verified DNA led to an identity. Even the tie he left behind on the plane offered clues, but no definitive answers. What makes the story so compelling is not just the crime itself, but the disappearance. In an age long before digital surveillance and modern tracking systems, a man stepped into history and then seemingly erased himself. The case also changed aviation forever. After the hijacking, airports implemented stricter security measures. Passenger screening increased. Airlines modified aircraft designs so rear staircases could not be deployed mid. The era of casual airport access came to an end. One man's daring act reshaped airline safety worldwide. But beyond the security reforms lies something more human. Our fascination with the unknown. D.B. Cooper represents the ultimate unanswered question. In a world where most mysteries are eventually solved, his story remains suspended in uncertainty. Did he outsmart the system and escape with the money? Or did the wilderness claim him within minutes of his leap? The truth may never be known. And perhaps that is why his story endures. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, make sure to subscribe to Nascent Bulletin. Like this video, and share it with others who love exploring the unknown. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are not the ones with clear endings, but the ones that leave us wondering what really happened in the dark.